Final round of the St. Jude Championship, we go to the third playoff hole, Will Zalatoris. It was just his day. Didn't matter what shot he had, especially on this hole right here. Check it out. You would think that's going in the drink, but no. Stuck in the rocks. Gets a little double bounce, then him and his caddy get a chance to look at it. By the way, 10 out of 10 times, that's going into the water. It's never going to stick on the rocks. It's never happened. I've never seen it until actually with Zalatoris like, you know what? This is not going to happen. Let's pick it up. Let's go to the drop zone. Took a long time to examine that. Then here it is, the putt for bogey. That gets him that first win of the PGA Tour. By the way, after making just 4 putts of 7 feet or longer in his first 35 holes of the weekend, he hits his third there in his last 4, paying off there for that first victory. He's been runner-up quite some times. Check out the stat sheet there. First PGA Tour in 56 career starts, 3-time runner-up this season. Second player to earn the first PGA Tour win at the FedEx Cup playoff event. But he's not the only one that appreciated his win. Check this out, Adam Sandler on the Twitter world. Congrats, Will. I'm happy for you. Happy's happy for you. Enjoy it all. I wonder if Shooter McGavin had something to say about that. That's another story for a totally different day. We're in the content cabin with my guy Kyle Porter on HQ. And Kyle, we can erase that narrative of seeking his first win of the PGA Tour. Zalatoris putting it together there. What did you see in that final round, especially in that playoff there on the Rocky Tops of the TPC Southwest?
The Rocky Top, that's great. He made a bunch of putts at the end. I mean, you mentioned it there. He made a 10-footer to get into the playoff. He makes a 14-footer on the second hole of the playoff, and then the 7-footer to win. But those are the shots that we pay attention to, the shots that we show on highlights here. But really, the reason that Will Zalatoris wins or won on Sunday and has contended for so many events early on in his career because he's an elite ball striker. You know, he's number one in this field from tee to green. He was really kind of all over the place with driver, especially on the back nine on Sunday. Brandon, he was pretty squirrely, pretty wayward with the driver, but his iron play is unbelievable. You can put it up there with the Colin Morikawas, the Justin Thomases, guys like that. That's how good of an iron player he is. You see that wedge to give him 7 feet for the win here. And that's the reason that he contends to win golf tournaments. You know, he shot 71 on Thursday, which is not a good score. It was worse than field average. Then he goes 63, 65, wins the tournament on Sunday in a playoff. And he's going to do that. He's going to at least contend to win a lot of golf tournaments in his career because he is an unbelievable iron player. And because the putter is good enough, when he's making those 7, 10, 14 footers to get it done at the very highest level on the PGA Tour.
And with that win, of course, number one when it comes to the FedEx Cup points there. At number 3, Cameron Smith, he had an interesting day going into the 4th round. Costly 2-stroke penalty for improper drop during the 3rd round. What did you see and what was your takeaway? What actually happened there?
Well, it was weird on Saturday. He hit a ball into the water on a par 3. When he dropped, his ball came to rest on literally a spray-painted line, which denoted the penalty area. This is a very normal sport. Like, I can't believe we're talking about spray-painted lines on CBS Sports HQ on Monday morning, but we are. His ball came to rest on a spray-painted line, which was technically inside of the penalty area, which is not a place where you're allowed to drop. The problem was Cameron Smith was not alerted about this or talked to about this until like Sunday morning-ish, before or right as his kind of final round was about to start, was getting underway. So there was just a lot of time that elapsed that, Rick Gaiman and I talked about this on the First Cut podcast on Sunday night. We don't love the fact that you can kind of come back the next day and change the scores from the previous day. It feels like too much ambiguity there to where it's like, listen, we need to sort of take care of this either like right after the round or by midnight the day of or something like that. So that was, I don't know, that's something that we'll continue to discuss in the future because golf rules are incredibly bizarre and stuff like this happens all the time. But that was sort of my takeaway from what happened to Cam Smith, is that didn't really have a problem with the way the rule was applied. I think it was the correct application that you have to drop outside of the penalty area there, and he was kind of on that line. I just didn't like that it was applied so much later on in the weekend.
Maybe a change of strategy for him as well going into Sunday there, knowing that you're maybe 2 more shots back than what you were heading into that final round. So maybe not a good weekend for him, but a great one for Adam Scott, who came in ranked 77th here, Kyle. I want you to take a look at this. Of course, that T5 finish here, jumping 32 spots to 45 when we're talking the rankings there. you think about it, that's great because now that sits him in the window, of course, the BMW, maybe getting that 30 as well. We get closer to that final tournament there. But outside of that, it wasn't just securing the bag when it comes to the FedEx Cup points. When it comes to the International Presidents Cup team, he checks in at number 8, a guaranteed spot there, moving him up there. Actually, Trevor Immelman said this was a big get for them. Your thoughts on maybe a 2-for-1 him for this weekend? Your thoughts on how good was that?
Yeah, it's great for Adam Scott. You know, Lucas Glover was another guy that jumped from barely making it into the FedEx Cup playoffs all the way into, like, might have a shot at Eastlake in the Tour Championship right now. Both of those guys really kind of set themselves up to make it to Eastlake next weekend, and that, you know, if you make it to Eastlake, you get $500,000 guaranteed. And Adam Scott, you know, I think Adam Scott is somebody that, whether or not he is a guaranteed or has a guaranteed spot on the international team for the President's Cup, I think he's going to be on that team that's captained by Trevor Immelman because of his experience, because his voice is so valuable for a team like that. So that to me is less of a I don't know, big deal. To me, that was going to happen either way. I think what's gonna be interesting, Brandon, is does anything happen to that international team for the President's Cup between the end of the FedEx Cup and when the President's Cup is played at the end of September? You know, a lot of those guys have been rumored potentially going to live. How does that affect the team? Adam Scott, who knows? Like, I have no idea what his status is with any of that, but that to me is something to keep an eye on as the President's Cup kind of comes into focus over the next month or so. That
was a big get for them, as I just said, getting that automatic bid when it comes to Adam Scott there. Something we got to keep our eye on here, Kyle, a little bit. The U.S. Amateurs, they're doing an epic Seinfeld pairing here. Costanza, Newman, and we get a Kramer here with the first 2 rounds there. I mean, this is something, look, we've never seen it before, and we always ask for certain pairings on the PGA Tour, but we get a Seinfeld lineup here. Your thoughts on this, buddy?
Well, this is very clever. This is very cheeky. You know, sometimes the USGA always does. I think of all the organizations that run golf tournaments, they are sometimes the most clever, which can get them into trouble. We've seen them put some pairings together that you're like, maybe wouldn't have done that one. You might have got out over your skis there, but this one's excellent. Man, I've really been into you know, some of the USGA events. I watched the Junior Amateur a couple weeks ago at Bandon. The U.S. Women's Amateur this last week at Chambers Bay was super interesting. And then you got the U.S. Am coming up, and I don't know, maybe maybe 2 of these guys end up playing each other in the match play round, which would also be interesting. But well done by the USGA. Whoever put those tee times together deserves a raise, perhaps a promotion. And maybe that person will eventually take the place of whoever puts the tee times together at the U.S. Open. Maybe they jump up and get the call to the big leagues here pretty soon.
Yeah, all we need is a Shooter McGavin there as well. Why not? Maybe put Chubbs on the bag. I'm just saying, we'll see if that'd be nice to see out there as well. All right, Kyle Porter, appreciate it, all your time there. We're talking the greens. Hey, the First Cup podcast, Rick Gaiman and Greg Ducharme as well, recapping everything from TPC Southwinds and also that #1 win when it comes to Will Zalatoris, the first one on PGA Tour, jetting him up to that top spot when it comes to those FedEx Cup points. Download and give the guys a follow.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.